right now is going to give you the unfair advantage into positioning yourself to increase your income generation ability. All right. Now, as much as possible, you need to acquire skill sets that can position you into the future of work and then make you so much attractive to organization that they're willing to pay a premium for your service. Right. So anybody can learn this thing, and it's not hard. It's not hard. Secondly, I'm setting the background for this. Secondly, um, there might be a little technicality, but I will take every one of you step by step into how you can do it, right? Step by step into how you can do it. Thirdly, one of the advantage of having to build with WordPress is that with WordPress development, if you have set up the base, now I'll be doing more of local installation, but whether you're doing local or you're doing live installation, you can edit a website with your phone from your phone, right? You can handle a website from your phone. All you have to do is if you're using Chrome, so I advise that you use Chrome. You might just have to shift the configuration of your phone. So you shift it from a phone mode into a desktop mode, right? But some WordPress website can also enable you to even edit the website as a phone mode, right? So you have phone and you have desktop mode, tablet or desktop mode, right? So these are things you need to know. Fourthly, we will start the process on a local server. So a local server just means that I'm going to show you how you can develop a website you start first with a laptop, right? So there's local server installation, which majority of the time, that's what you use, right? But if you want to take it a bit higher, we might have another section where I will show you how you can do it on a live server. So there is local server, meaning we set up the server. A server is just it's more like it's a network, right? It's a network where conversation between what is being worked on and where it is being stored happens, right? So if I were to give another term for the word server, is your house. So you staying in your house. Your current house is like a server. It houses a lot of information about you as a person. If you have chairs, you have cars, you have whatever it is you have, and all those stuff. Those information in that environment um constitutes your makeup. In other words, they represent certain things about you as a person. That if anybody can see those things you have in your house, they can tell the kind of person that you are, right? So it's the same thing when um you have a system like this. So building on my local server means I need to create that environment where the website can be placed on my system. So these things are background information you need to know, right? If you have a laptop, you have a bigger advantage because there are certain things you need to install. So I'll show you how you can do it first with the laptop because it's important that you start from here, local server. Then in the next class we would have, I'll show you how you can have it on a live server. Then I'll show you in the next class how you can convert what you've developed on a local server into a live server. And there's a reason why. The reason why that's important is because sometimes when people are building on a live server, let's say for instance you have a job opportunity to work. Please confirm, am I being heard? You can all hear me, right? I'm setting the foundation. Yes, yes, or yes.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So thank you. Now, why am I mentioning you building local server before going live server? This thing is very good. It's very important too. Because if you're working by the mercies of God, you get a job opportunity and then you're working in an organization. And that organization grants you access to their website that is developed with WordPress. And you just start editing the website on a live server on WordPress. Two things can happen. If you don't know how to edit it well, you can crash that website. You can crash the company site. That is a problem you don't want to face, right? So sometimes it's important that you micro build what you want to push to the live server on an offline server, or you build it on a demo server or on a split server which is connected online. So when I say a live server, it means a server or a system that is connected online, right? So that is that. Now, finally, why is it that people choose WordPress over other websites? Now, WordPress is called a CMS system. It's a content management system. That's what it means, right? So it's a platform that brings together front end and back end systems together. If you were to learn normal web development, you have to learn, front end, you learn HTML, you learn CSS, you learn, you touch a bit of some JavaScript, some React, things that have to do with the front outcome of what that website looks like. So when you hear front end is what you can see. So if you go over, okay, let me share my screen. So I'm setting the foundation so that we can journey deep. All right. So, oh, okay, no, not this one. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, this is another one. I'll show you this later. Now, when you go over to google.com, right? For instance, so when you check google.com, right, what you see over here, everything you can see on this page like this is called front end, right? This is called front end because you can see it, right? If you check, let's say you go over to netflix.com, right? Everything you can see on netflix.com here is called front end, right? Everything here is called front end. So it's what you can see. Front end is what you can see. But now, what you are seeing here, there is something behind the scene that's keeping this thing on the scene. So, someone said, the more you look, the less you see. Well, anyways, the more you look on front end, the less you see of the back end. Now, back end is what holds the front end together. So if you were to learn web development and you wanted to learn back end and front end, you learn things like PHP, you learn things like SQL or MySQL. You learn well, some persons actually use, they use Python, Django to build a back end as a back end infrastructure to power the front end. But WordPress reduce all those complexity. It takes away the burden of you trying to learn front end and back end. So this system brings both the front end and back end together. That it becomes so easy with just dragging and dropping. You have a website. It's that simple. So I'll show you as we advance forward, I'll show you some couple of things, right? Now, how do we start? At least, I'm taking you step by step. How do you start? Number one, you need to set up a local server. You need to set up a local server. How do you set up a local server? So you need to download it. So there's a tool called XAMPP, right? So it's called XAMPP. Don't worry, I'll share the link on the chat section so you can also see. All right. So you need to download what is called XAMPP. So I'm posting this as well. So everybody take note of the process. Okay. No issue. No, thank you so much, Tochuku, for that. Right. I tried as much as possible to see how I can stretch the layout of the system, but for some reason it wasn't going right because I can't shift it like this. You see?
We will share the slides immediately after the class to them, so
Okay.
that they'll have
Okay, that's fine.
information.
That's fine. Thank you, Mom. So
Thank you.
you go to XAMPP. Now I'm taking step by step. When you get to XAMPP, is like a local server, right? They call it an Apache distribution. It's like a system that holds back end together. Remember, you need to set up the back end before you build the front end. You need to set up the back end before you build the front end. So you need to set this back end system. For you to do that, you need to install any of this feature, right? So there's version 8.0, 8.1.2, 8. This, and then you install it. But now note, before you install it, you need to know what is the size of your laptop. Now remember your screen sizing. Remember, I'm showing you how you can do this first from a laptop because that's where you can actually start from if you are building locally, right? So if you can set up the system locally, building it will not be hard. If you set it on the live system, you can edit it and even build on from your phone. But for now, you're learning how to do it first locally, then we'll move into live subsequently. So some systems have 32 bits and 64 bits, right? So if you say if a configuration is 32 bits and you try to install 64 bits, the graphic layout of that software will be bigger than your screen. So 32 bits is a bit smaller, 64 bit is bigger. My laptop is 64 bits, right? So this is very important that you're taking note of these things. 32 bit is smaller, right? 64 bit is bigger. So know the configuration or the graphic configuration of your laptop, and it's easy for you to do. All you have to do is just go back to settings, right? So if you're looking at, okay, how do I know about this? You click on settings, then you go to system, right? System settings, you should find it somewhere around here. About, click on about. So system settings and about. Aha. So this is my own laptop configuration, right? Can you see everybody? My name, my processor speed, my RAM. Then you see over here system type 64 bits. Do you see? Right? So not do you see, but anyways, you get what I mean, right? So if you notice, it's 64 bits, right? So 64 bit can also handle 32 bits installation or softwares. But if you have a 32 bits system type, it cannot handle 64 bit. 32 cannot handle 64, but 64 is capable of handling 32. Right. So I'm taking you step by step by step. So that's why when you come over here, you see that most of these things here are 64, but you can search for 32 as well. How do you search for 32? If your system is 32, you can just say download exam 32 bits, right? So you can click on it. You see 32 bits. You click on this, and then you can find it. You can find which of them is 32 over here. No. Coming. And give me a minute. Let's check this one. So if you click on this one is actually 32 bits. So you click on it, you can actually install it from here, right? So you just scroll down. You can download it from here, right? So some softwares are 32. Some software it's already started downloading already, but I don't want it because I already have 64 bits, right? But let me just copy this link and post this over here just in case. So this is for 32 bits exam, right? Then I just posted it there. I don't need to install it because my laptop is bigger than this, right? So then if you're looking at for 64 bits laptops, okay? So this is it here. So this one is for 64 bits, 64-bit exam. Okay. So you've noted it. I've sent the links for 64 and I've sent the link for 32. So are you still here? If you are here, type in the comment section, I'm here. I am here. I will learn this thing today. I am, just type I am here or give a reaction. So if you are here, type I am here or give a reaction. So I know that you are here. Type I am here or you just give a reaction. Just a reaction, a YouTube reaction, right? Thank you. Thompson said, hi, I'm here. Tochuku says, I did you. All right, that's fine. So it's important. You see the way I'm taking everybody step by step. So you get it step by step. Because if you rush it, it will look not organized. All right. Now, the step one I said you should do is you need to install. I don't need this. You need to install the XAMPP. So download XAMPP, right? You need to download XAMPP. So you just check, you download it. Once you download it, download the highest version. So sometimes I advise that you download the highest version with the highest PHP, right? So the highest PHP. This is important because WordPress demands that your your back end, that is your PHP system is updated or has the highest update, right? So if it's lesser, sometimes when you want to install the WordPress pack, it will not work. All right. So once you are done with everything, then you can install it. You install it, select, install. It's done. It's that easy. Like you download it, you download XAMPP. Then when you're done downloading the XAMPP, you install it. Right. I already have XAMPP on my laptop. That's why I don't install it again. So once you are done installing it, it will look like this. Right. Once you're done installing it, what you need to do is now you open the app. So it's easy. I didn't need to uninstall X. I already have XAMPP, right? So I installed it already. So all you have to do is once you're done installing your own, which you download, once you're done downloading, you install it, then you open the control panel. In other words, in fact, the moment you're done installing the app, they'll tell you click to launch app. Click OK to launch app. You can click OK, or you can go over to your search and just type exam, and you click on exam and it will open like this. Now, this is very important. Listen, everybody, this is what very important, right? Very important. I'll tell you why it's very important. Now, this is what will run as the back end. Remember, I told you need to have the back end to carry the front end. Back before front, not front before back. Yeah, you need to run the server, and you need to run the database, and I'll tell you what it means. Remember, I said for the backend, XAMPP is handling it. Now, the server version, for the backend is called Apache. This is it, right? It's called what? Apache. Why? The database backend is called MySQL. Remember, I told you that there are two things you can use in building your backend. You either learn PHP, MySQL, Django. If you're using Python, Python is a programming language, right? So, but for this one, this solution, XAMPP, comes with Apache and comes with MySQL. Apache is for server, MySQL is for database. SQL means SQL language, right? So sequence query language, sequence query language, SQL. So what I need to do is I've installed it already. Now I need to start the server and I need to start the database. If you don't start these two, no matter what you're building, it will not show. All right. So I click on this start and I click on this start. Now notice I have clicked on both of them. They are now running. This is the port. This is the port. They are running. So I have both my server running and I have my database running. But note, I have not installed WordPress yet. So what I now need to do is that I need to go and download WordPress. So once you have set up the server, you have downloaded. The second thing you need to download, there are only two things you will download. The second thing you need to download is you need to download WordPress. Now, there is WordPress.com and WordPress.org. They are not the same. WordPress.org is the for-profit side of the company called WordPress. WordPress.com is the for-profit side. WordPress.org, you can download WordPress, the package, for free. But WordPress.com, you can't download it for free. You pay for it. So let me show you. So if I click WordPress.com now, right? If I click on it, you see that most of the things that are here is paid. It's paid. It's not free. You pay for it, right? Pay for hosting. You pay for some of these packages. It's not free. See, it's not free. This one is paid. You can even see pricing and plan. You see, pricing and plans. But if you go over to WordPress.org, this is WordPress.org, everything here is free because this is the for-profit side of the company. Now, when you get over to WordPress.org, which is where I want every one of you to go to, you need to now download the WordPress package. This is the WordPress package. Now, notice something. Can somebody notice something? What do you see here? Recommended is what? PHP 8.3 or greater. Remember, when we were downloading XAMPP, right? So I want to show you. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. I said the reason why we're downloading the highest version is because WordPress will ask for it. Do you see? The highest, this one is 8.2 upwards. So in a way, this is like well updated, right? Because WordPress demands here, it says it requires PHP 8.3 or greater, and MySQL version 8.0 or MariaDB or higher. So anything from 8.2, 8.3, we handle it. It will handle it with ease, right? No issue. It will handle it with ease. So download the highest version. This is the highest version. Yeah, don't worry. It will handle it with ease. The PHP version is high. The MySQL version is also high, right? It's very, very important that you do it like this. So if you don't do it like this, it will be an issue. Now, I'm using Windows. I didn't mention it. I'm using Windows, so that's why I'm installing this here. When these are Windows extension. If your laptop is a Mac or an iOS, install the version for Mac and iOS. You know, or is a Linux. If you're using a split operating system, you can install Linux as well. But I am using Windows. That's why I clicked on this one and I downloaded it. Okay, now click on download WordPress. So I'm going to post the WordPress link. This is where you're going to go and download WordPress, right? So what of the Mac version? For Mac version, this is Mac version. So if you check here, you can, if you just scroll down, you see exam for OS X and above. So for if it's a Mac version, just download this one here. You see this for, so as long as you're on the exam package, you see Windows, you see for browser, you see for Linux, you see for Mac. You see, so they have different version for different laptop configuration. All right. So you go over and you click on WordPress.com. This is for you to download the WordPress package. All right. So I'm taking you step by step. Remember, there are only two things you need to download. The first one is exam, and the second one is WordPress. Once you have downloaded it, I have it already. So let me show you. Once you have downloaded it, this is it here. This is how it's going to look like. Where is it now? I think I shifted it somewhere. I'm coming. No. Okay. So I want to find the main app. It's this is it. Compressed. So once you have yes, this is it, WordPress. So once you have installed WordPress, or once you have downloaded WordPress, you will have it like this. The version, this WordPress version here is roughly 27.3 megabyte, right? So if you download this online, you download this from here. This is this same one here, 6.9.4. Is the same one I have here, 6.9.4. Do you see? I've downloaded it already. All right, step by step, step by step. Okay, now you have downloaded this. You have installed XAMPP. This is where the work now begins. First things first, you need to take this package, this WordPress package. You need to take it inside XAMPP, because if you don't put it inside XAMPP, you cannot start the WordPress installation process. What do I mean? This is what I mean. So first things first, I copy this, right? So I copy this WordPress that has been downloaded on my download. I go over to my drive, local C drive. I click on it. Then I go and find exam. This is exam here. Remember, I already copied this one. I copied it from download. I clicked on it, copy. Because I want to put it inside exam, copy. And I go over to my local drive C. I click on exam. Exam has opened. Then I look out for the folder called htdocs. htdocs. Remember, copy it, go to local drive C, click on exam, then look out for a folder called htdocs. I click on it. When I click on it, then I come and paste it here. Yeah, this is where I'll paste that WordPress I copied. I'll paste it inside here. If you don't paste it inside here, you cannot start the installation process. You will have issues, right? So place it here, leave it for here, leave it here, leave it here. Now, let me go and set up the database. So let's set up a database. Okay, leave it here, unpack it. let me start from here. You can still set up the database later. So unzip this. Unpack it means you always unzip or you extract. So I'm going to extract this inside here. I want it to be inside here. Extract. All right. While we're extracting it, the WordPress this thing you download is zipped, meaning it has a lot of information, but they package everything together. So I need to unpack it in the right folder, and the right folder has to be inside my local drive. C. All right. You are following. It's not hard. It's not hard. We downloaded WordPress. We copied the WordPress we downloaded. We took it to our local drive C. We clicked on XAMPP. We opened the XAMPP. We located htdocs, the folder called htdocs. When we located it, we pasted the stuff we copied, we pasted there. Then we unzip it. So what you are seeing right now is called unzipping. So I'm unzipping the zip file because it's important you unzip it, right? So that you can handle the elements, the other files that are inside the folder itself. All right. So unzipping it, I'm unzipping it inside htdocs. I'm not unzipping it outside. So don't go and download it and then you some persons might okay, it's done already. Some persons might download and then they'll come over here and come. Some persons might download and they'll come over here and go and unzip it. Don't unzip it here, right? Because if you unzip it here and you don't know how to copy what you unzip back into local drive, you might see some issues, right? So I unzipped it into this. Now, once I have unzipped it, I don't need this one again. So I can delete this one here. Remember, I copied it. So I can delete it. Now, this is the WordPress package. I click on this. I copy this. So you've unzipped it already. This is the folder. This is the folder. I click on it. This folder, this main thing here, I need to bring it outside. I click on it again. I'm showing you how. The WordPress, I double click it. This WordPress, I need to bring it out. I don't want to keep it inside a folder of a folder because if you keep it a folder of a folder, this is a child folder to the parent folder. This is the parent folder, WordPress 6.9.4. The child folder is called WordPress. So I just want to make things easy. I need to bring this one inside, bring it out. How do I do that? I copy, Control C. Then I bring it over here, paste. You see? So I copied the WordPress file inside this, and I'm bringing it forward. I'm bringing it here. So it's copying. Is it done already? Okay, it's still moving. All right. So I copy it, and once I'm done copying, bring it over here, I will have to delete this one. This is how you ensure that your process is seamless and you don't encounter stress. If you are here and you've gotten everything said so far, type 1. Type 1. Just press 1 in the chat section.
So please, what's the name of where you actually you said you copy, where's the interface you
So
downloaded?
I copied this because this one is downloaded already. This WordPress is downloaded from here, right? It's downloaded from here, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
once I'm done downloading it, it went straight to my download button. This is my download page, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I don't just want this here. So I copied this one, Control C. I did
Yes,
Control
sir.
C. I took it over to my local drive C. So your local drive is your hard disk, your local drive, right? Double click
Yes,
it.
sir.
Then I went over, I looked for what is called XAMPP. So XAMPP is where I want to put that WordPress package inside.
Yes,
So I clicked on XAMPP. Then I looked out for a folder inside XAMPP called htdocs. This is it.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So when I clicked on htdocs, then I come over here and I placed that stuff I've copied. I pasted it here. That is it. Then I unzipped it. So when I unzipped it, it gave me this folder. Right? So when I was done unzipping it, I can delete it. I can delete this. I don't want it again. Right? Now, I've unzipped it. It gave me this. I double clicked it because there's a folder inside the folder. I want the folder inside the folder to come out. So I don't want this to be a child document to this parent document. The parent document is called WordPress 6.9.4. The child document is called WordPress. So I want to change the child document to become a parent document. How do I do that? Control C, I copied it, and I just came over here and I pasted it. This is it, WordPress. You see?
Yes, sir.
Then once I've done that, I can now delete this one. I don't want this again. I can delete this one. So I already have WordPress, which is this. This is the file. Now, this is where your website
Thank you,
will be
sir.
developed. So you now need to rename this. So this can be renamed. This document can be renamed. So let's say I rename this to, let's say we call it skill. Let's say skill. Make it simple. Let's say skill build 2026. Note, everything you are typing here is very important too. So don't just, well, if you don't recall the thing you are typing, you might encounter error, right? So remember, whatever name you change this folder to, have it in mind. Don't let it go. So I named that folder, that WordPress folder I took out, and I made a parent folder. I named it Skill Build 2026. So remember, that's what I named it, everybody. Remember, Skill Build what? 2026. Now, this is fine. So right now, I need to load, the server is already running, so I need to load the server on my desktop. So I need to load the server on my desktop. How do I do that? It's simple. You just click localhost. So you can type, oh wait. So you can type localhost stroke PHP my admin. So you can just type localhost PHP my admin, right? Localhost PHP my admin. You type it. It's loading. It will take you to the server. I'm going to post this here. Remember, localhost PHP my admin. Localhost PHP. This is how you access the server and database at the same time. If you notice, this PHP my admin is already here. Do you know why this is showing? This is showing because it's my local host. This is my local server. And this local server is connected to Apache. Do you see? This can show because these two are running. If I stop this and stop this now, oh yeah, note. Let's say I stop this and I stop this. Let me load this. It won't take me anywhere. Do you see? You can see, right? Sorry. Everybody can relate to what I'm saying, right? It can't take you anywhere because the server is turned off. If I come over here now, I turn this on, right? You see? Immediately. That is it. Now, we need to create our database. We need to create our what? Database. We need to create our what? Database. The database for the Skill Build 2026 WordPress website we want to build. So how do you create a database? It's very simple. You can see it here. PHP my admin took me here. You can see database. I just click on database. Bam. Then, yeah, this database name. Remember that the name of that folder is important too. The way you typed it, Skill Build 2026. I'll come over here and I'll type it. Skill Build 2026. Skill Build 2026. Then I click create. That's all. That's all you need. Skill Build 2020. Look at it. You can see it is now here. Skill Build 2026. So, what is the next course of action after this? Installing WordPress. Installing what? WordPress. Remember, we have the WordPress package, but we have not installed that WordPress package on this server. This WordPress package is called Skill Build 2026. We have not installed it. So the next step now is installing WordPress. So how do you install WordPress on a local server? This is how you do it. So you go over to localhost. Then remember, what's the name of your database? Skill Build 2026. What's the name of the folder? The folder we use. With the folder, the WordPress folder we renamed and we put inside local Dixie ht Skill Build 2026. So you come over here, you click on localhost stroke Skill Build Skill Build 2026. Then you click enter. Skill Build. Now, whatever name you name that database, whatever name you name the WordPress is what you use. Oh, Skill Build 2026. Enter. It's loading. Now, it will go and check. What is happening here is that this system is going to go and check it is going to go and check HTDoc. Is there any folder called Skill Build 2026? Oh, there's a folder here. Because there's a folder here, it will then load it. Do you see? Everybody, do you understand it? If that folder is not here, if I put Skill Build 2024 and I think what I use is Skill Build 20, it will not show. It will not show. Okay. Select the English. Select the language of your choice. English. You click on continue. Now you're installing WordPress. Welcome to WordPress. Before getting started, you will need to know the following items: your database name, your database username, database password, your database host. Let's go. Now, database name. What is the name of the database? What is the name of the what? Of the database. Now, the database name you used is called what? Can somebody tell me? Can somebody type what's the name of the database? The database name I use. Somebody should just type it. What is the name? So I know people are following. What's the name of the database that I used? So I know that you are here. What's the name of the database that I used? No, okay, this is good. But notice, I didn't make it big like this. See, now, this is very important. Now you're seeing the character of the word is very important. You are correct, skill build. But if I type skill build like this, it will not find that database. Who knows why? Is there a reason why I will not find the database? Because I use lowercase. Lowercase. Look at this. The database is called what? Look at small letter. Skill build 20. If I put capital letter here, it will be error. Thank you, John. No, John. No. You made the S capital. Here, my S is small letter. Everybody, do you notice how I'm spotting the little things? You see, if I put this big one, it will give me error because it's not there. Look at the way I spelled it. Skill build. See, that's why we are learning together. So I have to take note of every single thing. If not, you will have errors. So I come over here. The database name is called skill, small letter, skill build 2026. You see? Then the username, the default username for most databases is called root. So how is it root? So when you are setting this up, if you go over, most of the characters, like the username for most of the server is root, the default username. So that's why you have root username what? Root. So root. Just always remember that root is it. So I put root. Password, you don't need to add the password because it's already default. So you leave this empty, right? Database host, localhost. Remember, localhost. Database host, localhost. You see, localhost. Then the table prefix WP hyphen. Just know, don't change any. The only thing you need to put your database name, put your username, and then after this is done, you click submit. All right, do you see? All right, you have made it through the part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database because I placed the right data. If this thing is not done, we will get error. Now, what do I need to do? I need to run the installation. So I click run the installation. Now, this is where you now define certain things. So what is the name of your site? So let's say the name of the site is called Skill Build, right? Now, username, what username do you want to use to log into the site? This one, you can set it differently because this is the WordPress. This is how you log into your WordPress account. So this one, you can say the username you want to use is Skill Build. I just want to make it very simple. Skill Build, no comma, nothing. Password, you can now set your own password. So let's say I want to use Skill Build. Don't worry, you cannot use this username anywhere because it's running on my local server. It's not live. So Skill Build 2026 is what I want to use. Well, you're advised to use a password that is strong. So let's say Skill Build 2026. Okay, I'm coming. let's say skill 2026 at 5, right? So I want skill 2026 at 5. Skill 2026 at 5. Now they'll ask for an email address. Put your email here. Don't worry. Put the email. Now look at the search engine visibility. Discourage search engine from indexing this site. Please don't click it. What this means in essence is that if you click on this and your site is live, you will not get traffic. You will not sell anything. People will not see your website because search engine cannot index your site, meaning they cannot find you. So SkillBuild is the site name. So the name of the site is called SkillBuild. The username is called SkillBuild. Combined together. My password is skill2026 at 5. Then I click install WordPress. So WordPress is being installed. This is how you do it. Can you see everybody? Your WordPress has been installed. Now I need to log in. So I click on login. So this is how you do it. Now you have gotten to this part. Once I've gotten to this part, it's now easy peasy. So what is the username? What username did I use? Skillbuild what? 2026. What's the password? Skill 2026 at 5. Remember, the username was skill build, not 2026. If they won't log in. Skill build was the username I used, or your email address, and then the password was skill 2026 at 5, then login. I've clicked on what? Login. Now we are in. Hello. This is now the back end of the WordPress. This is how you start building. So far, is everything clear? If it's clear, type 2. Step by step. If it's clear, type 2. Thank you, Felix. I took it step by step. How it's done. Type 2. If it's clear, type 2. This is how you build WordPress website. Now we've got into the back end. Now from this place here, there are 3 things you need to know. And when I take you through the 3 things, then we will stop. We would actually finalize the class for today's section, because I want you all to practice it. It's not just about you seeing it. Do something to it that you can at least practice, right? So what do you now need to do? There are 3 things you need to know before you build any awesome WordPress website. You need to know about themes. 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 Number 2, you need to know about plugins. And number 3, you need to know about you need to know about you need to know about WordPress builder. So there's something called the WordPress builder called Elementor. So know about themes, know about plugins, and you get to know about what? WordPress builder, which is the page builder called Elementor. Right. So I'm getting an error message here that said I need to. Yes, can use it to build any website, NGO website, anything. I'll show you. I'm getting, let me see if I can. I'm getting the message I need to update my PHP backend. Okay, PHP vibe. It seems like the WordPress version that they have but it should still work, right? It should still work. If you have an error like this, you can still install. Let me see. Let me try and see if I can find the PHP end. I'm coming. Okay, don't worry. Let me take you through this first, then I'll talk about this later. Now, how do you now find the site? Because once you're building the site, there's a way to find the site you're building, right? So this is how the site looks like. So if you check localhost stroke skill B 2026, this is how it looks like. This is a demo page, a sample page or a demo page. So you want to build the site here. So what do we now do? Remember, I said there are three things you need to know: themes, plugins, and Elementor. So how do you now? You can get themes, right? You can get themes online. There's a lot of WordPress themes. If I notice something, this is how the website looks like now. The sample page, that's sample page, right? This is how it looks like, sample page. This sample page is tied to this. If I click on activate this now, right? If I click on activate this, notice something. This will now change. I load this. Do you see? It has changed. Do you notice? It has changed, right? So the teams, you basically, WordPress is you editing or working with the teams. I'm using Elementor to build it quite well, right? All these things are editable, and I'll show you how you can edit it. So first thing is themes. Second is what? Plugin. So let's install for some development plugins. We need some plugins. So how do you install plugins? You click on plugins, then click on add plugin. Click on plugins and click on what? Add plugin. Remember, we are building locally, meaning we are building offline. We are building the system without a live server. So I click on add plugin, then I come over here. I want to now search for plugins. So let's say part of the plugins I want to search for is called Elementor. Right? Elementor. So I click on it, searching. Aha. So these add-ons, I want to find Elementor. It's loading. Elementor King add-on, Elementor we get. I install this one. Install this. Now, every time you want to install a plugin, also take note of this thing, compatible with your version of WordPress. Because if it's not compatible, it will not run. So all I need to do is that I click on install. The plugin is already installing. Install one by one. Don't try to rush it. If you don't have a very fast server, you might have an issue trying to import things at the same time. So this one is installing. Let me see if this is the only one I need. Don't worry, that one we install because it's installing. Right. So I'm installing the plugin I will need to do what I need to do. Aha, this is what I was looking for. Elementor website builder, more than just a page. Install this one too. So I've installed the add-ons. You might not need the add-ons, but you might need it later on. But the main thing I need is I need this one. So I need this one. So I click on install. I'm installing this one too. Right? Elementor website builder. Remember it. Elementor website builder. So I'm going to post this over here. Elementor website builder. I'm installing this. So give it some time. Let them install. So once it's done installing, then you now activate. Install first, and then you what? Activate. Install first, and then you what? Activate. If you don't install, you can't activate. And if you don't activate, you cannot use the plugin. So install first, and then you what? Activate. So give it time. Now it's taking a installation failed. There was a critical error on the trigger. That means if you continue to have problem, update fail. Update. It's supposed to work. Please install it. So sometimes you might encounter an error. Well, if you're building on your local machine, two things can involve. You encounter errors like this. Can either be that the PHP version is a bit low, and you have to like update it. So just give it some time. Oh, okay. Okay, so I mentioned some things, right? With respect to how you can start designing and developing, in fact, designing WordPress website. Once you are done installing WordPress, you then need to take notice of three things. Number one, themes. Number two, plugins. Number three, you need to install the website builder called Elementor, right? Elementor. So those are the three things you need, right? And it's very important that you actually get to know about this. Okay. So is that clear? Is that clear with everyone? I believe it's clear, right? So I'm trying to install this. All right. So just give it some time. It's installing because it needs to install. Thank you. Okay, Tochuku, your hand is raised. So if anyone has questions, we can take some questions briefly. So please ask a question if you have question. All right. Yes, Tochuku, you can speak. Yeah, your hands are raised. You can unmute yourself. Oh, Madam Esther, I think they have questions.
I've unmuted him. He's not saying anything yet.
Okay, who else again? Someone else. I think a hand is raised.
Mabel, you can now say something.
Okay, ma. Hi. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, Mr. Elijah. I'm so sorry. The network in my area, yes, is so bad. It was off totally. So I just joined. Please, sir, when I joined, I heard you saying something. You said after installing WordPress, we have three options. I didn't get that because I just joined. I don't know if you can say it again. You mentioned three other things we need. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so I said, all right. So I said after installing WordPress, you need to take note of what is called themes, plugins, and lastly, you need to take note of what is called a page builder called Elementor. All right. Did is it clear
I'm
now?
having Mabel, are you okay with that? I would suggest she goes through the lecture slides or rather the recordings after because the time she joined, you had already gone past the downloads. Mr. Elijah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I have another hand, Samsung SM.
Okay, Samson,
Okay,
please can you ask?
I think he has lowered his hands. Tochukwu, please, we are giving the floor again, please.
Can you hear me now? Good afternoon.
Good
Yeah, we can.
afternoon.
All right, thank you very much. I was trying to unmute myself the last time before I was muted once again. So thank you very much, Mr. Elijah, for your detailed lecture so far. I must say that I have learned so much, and I would simply just crave your indulgence that perhaps when going through some of the physical things on the screen, you tend to be a bit more descriptive so that we that are visually impaired can follow along very well. But you're doing a good job so far. And I have a question, please. Yesterday, during the first session, we were told to install LocalWP, which I successfully did. And I realized that the local WP was able to do everything now for me that you have, explained using
Yeah.
XAMPP and WordPress. So I want to know what the difference is between both of them and which one is more advisable to use. Thank you very much.
All right. So both of them are actually they're like local server 2, right? So whether you use LocalWP or you use XAMPP, you will still get kind of like the same thing you're looking for, right? So like right now, I noticed something that in trying to install Elementor, there's an error message that I'm getting that's actually tied to the version of the PHP, right? So it seems to me that at the moment, this particular version of XAMPP doesn't have the latest PHP. So the same process that I followed through to install XAMPP till now is still the same thing that anybody can actually do to install local WP on their server or on their local machine. So you still get the same thing, no much difference.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for the clarity.
So what could be the possible challenge with the issue on installing the plugin? Aside the, maybe, I don't know, but I feel if someone else has gotten it in the training, on this training, they can speak up. Maybe it could be something else different from what you experiencing. Mr. Moses, you're muted.
Oh, yes, sorry. I didn't get the question. Come again, please.
Okay, I was asking, okay, rather let me just ask if anyone else followed through as you were also downloading and installing as well. So if there is someone else in the call that successfully installed the plugin, then let them say, so we'll be able to know the challenge with respect to not installing that plugin.
Don't worry, don't worry. I'm trying to. So there's an error message here, right? But they said, check your site admin for instructions. So they've actually sent it to my mail. So I'm just trying to see if it loads over here, right?
Yes,
so maximum execution time of 120 seconds exceeded in CZAM, this request SRC, that's the source code, transport. So this error is fixable, right? This is actually fixable. It means that some of the plugins are not running on this. And there are two reasons why a plugin might not run. So the first one might either be that the PHP version is a bit lower than what's required, or it might mean that the version of the plugin you're trying to install, right, has a lower configuration compared to what the system wants. Let me ask the person who used local WP, right? Have you installed Elementor on it? The person who spoke the other time, that's Chochuku, right?
So Chuka, are you available? Another hand is raised, Samsung, but Tochuka, are you available now? You can just show a raise of your digital hand. I will unmute you.
Okay, good. Someone asked the question. I'll answer the question. But no, though, this error message you are getting, if I was doing this on a live server, I would not have this issue. Do you know why? Because the live server, most live server, their PHP version is always updated. Always.
Okay.
Always. So I'm installing it on my local system. So there might be, based on the tool I'm using, whether it's XAMPP in this case around, where this is popping up. But don't worry, when we have the class for the live server, you'll see you won't have any error. In fact, it's very faster. It's very fast, rather, on a live machine.
Tochuku's hands are raised now.
Yes,
Tochuku,
please.
Okay, thank you. So I haven't installed Elementor yet, but I saw it and I want to believe it will work fine after I try installing it, but I haven't so far.
Okay.
Okay.
So what we can do is we can try to explore installing Elementor, because Elementor is one of the main page builder I use. Or you can still also decide to edit the website as a page, right?
Okay.
Which still works, but you won't get that much flexibility or that texture you're looking out for, if rather than if you had installed it as a plugin and try to edit the site. Now, if you encounter an error, there are two ways to do it. Two ways to answer this issue. Number one, debug it. So this particular error over here, which I got earlier, oh, I've moved, right? I can debug it. It already gave me where the issue is coming from. So two ways to debug. You can either use Gemini, right? So you can use Gemini. You can use there's an AI software called Replit. It's an AI tool called Replit, right? So use Gemini, use Replit, or use Blackbox to understand what the error is. All you have to do is just copy the particular error, right? Copy the particular error and then you paste it over here. So let me show you what I mean. So if I try to install Elementor again, right? So let's say I want to install Elementor. All right. So let's say I want to install Elementor. I'll show you how you can go around. It's not that hard. And again, when you encounter an error, it's a learning opportunity for you. The reason why I don't want to go into trying to resolve this right now is that it might be a bit technical, because I will need to open the PHP script and edit it. And so person might be wondering what's going on here. So, but if you're doing it on the live server, it won't be an issue, right? And I can assure you that the next section we're going to go through that whole process and see how we can resolve it. So I'm trying to install this again so I can get the particular error and also show you how you can debug it. Okay, so while this is installing, any question? I can see Tochiko hand is still being raised. And the other hand. So let's take some questions. So in our next class, every one of you should have installed. If you use LocalWP, you will still get the same thing. So it's not hard. So if I had to do LocalWP, you still install it.
All right, the owner of the device, Samsung SMA055F, please, can you unmute yourself? I've unmuted you.
Okay, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Chagozef Prince here. So I wanted to get a clarification. If you happen to install XAMPP, do you still need to install the local WP,
No.
or just you go with one?
Now, you can install both of them, but remember, if you install both of them, the only difference there might mean that you just have to either stop, like when you want to run one before the other one, you stop one, you stop this one. So you don't run one before you don't run both of them together, right? So you don't run both of them together. That's the only difference. So you can decide to have both exam and LocalWP, so that in case when you encounter an error like this, you can know, oh, maybe it's a PHP, or maybe it's from this, maybe it's from that, and they can switch immediately to LocalWP and still run the process. So you can have both of them together, but don't run them at the same time.
Okay, just for clarity now, if you are building with XAMPP and you encounter an error, you can still continue with LocalWP to finish up.
No. So if you're building with exam and you encounter
You
an
need
error,
to.
there are two ways you can go about it, right?
Okay.
Number one, you can debug the error using, you follow the rationale where the error is from and try to address it. So debugging, use Gemini, or try to read you can download there's this particular, some persons download VS Code. I don't want to make it so complex, but download any code editor. So when you try to read the line of the code, because the error is from the PHP script. When you try to read the line of the code, you can notice where the error is and address it, right? That's one way to do it. Now, if you think that, oh, you don't want so much technicality, what you can now do is that you can either download the entire database you have created already on exam, can download it, and then you go over to LocalWP and then you upload that database there. So if you upload that database there, it will be as though you already have that same system. The only thing you might now do is that you copy that same WordPress, the same process we took in copying WordPress, pasting it on htdocs and XAMPP. You copy that same WordPress package, you take it over to LocalWP side of things, place it in the htdocs so that it can read at the same time. That's the second way to do it. The third way to do it is that rather than trying to download the local server, put it over here, you just build afresh with LocalWP, right? So you set up the same process like you have done on XAMPP, but you set it up differently on LocalWP, and then it runs for you. But note, errors oftentimes might occur if you're using a local server, which is on your laptop. But if it's live, you rarely encounter errors live because most of the live servers run on the latest infrastructure. That's the latest build up. You won't encounter errors at all, right? The reason why we're using our laptop is for live server, you might need to pay, you might need to buy hosting plan. So you build on hosting plans, right? And I'll show you some of the ways you can navigate around that. Some hosting plans are not that expensive, right? Already platforms that you can buy for less than $2, less than $3, right? And there's some in
Okay.
Nigeria that you can buy for lower amount. That's on the
All
live
right.
server.
Sorry to still ask something. Now, if
Okay.
you're building with a local WP and you want to go through the process of putting up this WordPress, is it still the same procedure through this XAMPP? Because you
So
made mention of copying and pasting in HT what now?
yeah,
I can't remember actually, but it's still the
doc,
same procedure.
the same process.
Okay. Then to avoid for cumbersome technicalities for visually impaired ones,
Yeah.
which one is better off to make do with? Because it's getting so complex already.
I
The
know,
whole
right?
thing
That's why,
is
like, don't worry, class will stop here, right? So let me, because I actually factor this in place, right? In fact, today's class would have just been, let us install either exam or LocalWP, right?
okay.
So and then subsequent class we'll now talk about building, right?
Actually, I've
But
installed
now,
the XAMPP on my laptop, but then the further procedure is what I need clarity on.
okay. So did you understand to the point of how we installed WordPress?
Not clearly because my network was a little shaky. That's why I couldn't get everything clearly.
That means everybody needs to watch this recording then, all right? Because once you have installed exam, you have set up the database for that particular WordPress site you want to build. You then need to call the database. That is where you now type localhost stroke the name of that database you have set up on exam. That is also tied to the name of the folder that is in the htdocs inside exam. Remember, the folder that is inside htdocs is found on your your local drive C. You get that one, right?
Yeah.
htdocs is exam, and exam is in local drive C, right? So inside htdocs, you place the WordPress package or the website, the package you download, but you unzip it because you cannot do anything with it when it's zipped. So you
Yeah.
unzip it, and then when you unzip it, you have the main folder which will show like WordPress 6.9.4, right? But now that 6.9.4 is called the parent folder. So I explained that there's something called a parent folder and a child folder. So a child folder is the folder that is inside the parent folder, right? So for instance, if we make it very relatable, let's say my name is Elijah Moses. My name, Elijah. Elijah is like is a child folder to the parent folder called Moses. My daddy's name is Moses, right? So, but you cannot be bearing Moses now. You need to bear your name Elijah. So that's why we had to move. We had to move the document or the file that's inside the parent folder. We brought it outside. So we copied WordPress that was inside WordPress 6.9.4, and we brought it into htdocs for itself, and then we deleted the parent folder. So once we have that child folder that is now a parent folder on your htdocs, then you have to name the folder the folder name and the database name must be the same. So here I use skill build 2026 and I use small letters. It's very sensitive. Okay, if you use small letter here in the name of the folder on WordPress, on the one you name, and then on your database you use capital letter, it will clash, it will not read. So I ensure that the folder name of the WordPress and the database name are the same, so that when I call for it, they will actually answer. Every time I call, it will answer. Right? So we got to that point. Once we got to that point, then we started the installation process because it answered. And we moved on step by step to where we were able to install WordPress. We set the username and the password, and then we tried to log into the WordPress, and we got to the point where we are at the moment. This is where we are. Is it clear now? Clear, right? All right. So now let me show you debugging, right? So there are two ways to do this. So first one, fatal error, this is this, copy this, go over to Gemini and type add like a seasoned WordPress local server developer. With expertise in debugging. And debugging WordPress error. No. Here's the error. I'm showing you how it's done. I got when I tried to enter. All right. So debugging is done like this. You see, that error is a classic local dev hurdle. What is happening is that Elementor is a relatively heavy plugin. Do you see? And your PHP configuration is cutting off the installation because it is taking longer than the allowed 120 seconds to download and unpack the zip, right? And what do you think the issue is? Simple. PHP version is lower, right? Said open the XAMPP control panel. Don't bother hunting through the folder manner. Open the XAMPP control panel. Find the aperture model and click the config button in that row. This is it. Config. This is it. Okay. So I'm coming. Let me read it through. Then access the php.ini file from the Dropbox menu that appears. Select this. This will open the configuration file in your default text editor. Locate and increase max execution time. Ctrl+F to search for this. You will likely see max equals to this or 6 depending on your version. Change this value to 300 or 600. For a local server, there's no harm in a higher limit. Oh yeah, how do we do it? Click on this. Click on this. This is the PHP ending. I've clicked on it already. This is it over here. You are seeing real time how editing is done, right? So they asked that you click on this, Ctrl+F to find max time. So that's for you to find. So if you click Ctrl+S, max, maximum. So what's the maximum time? So we're looking at max execution time. So let's say max underscore execution. Execution. Enter. You see everybody. Max execution time. Now change this to 300, even 600. So let's make this 600. 600. Right? Then Control S. You need to save. So I've saved this already, right? So let's say, so while you have this file open, Elementor runs into memory exhaustion error, right? Search for, I'll recommend bumping. I'm coming. So let's shift this from here. We are debugging in real time, so you understand, just in case you encounter an error like this. So I said, search for memory limits and set it to this. I recommend bumping these while you are under the hood. So I need to find memory limits, memory. You are seeing how we're using Gemini to also address the error, right? So let's memory search. So I'm looking for memory underscore limits. All right. Set it to 512. It's already here. Memory underscore limit is set to 512 megabytes. Then post max size underscore post max size. Post max size. Now, post max size, increase this to 128 megabyte. This is 40. So let's see if I increase this to 128. All right. Then search for upload max file size. Set it to 128 MB. Upload. Now remember, as you're doing all these things, upload, remember to save it. If not, you will not see any result. So upload max size is showing 40. What this means is that there are some themes you want to install that might be a bit bigger than 40 megabyte. If the size of the theme is bigger than the ability of that WordPress to handle it, you have an error message. It will not bounce. It will not go. So here, upload max size, you can set it to 120. You can set it to any number you want to set it to, right? But let's use 128. Just in case you encounter an error, you can increase it. After everything, save the file, Control S, and close the editor. So Control S, save, or sometimes you just double check, click on file, and then you save it. Then you close. So you close the editor, go back to the exam, click on stop the aperture. Once you stop, click on start again. Changes to this do not take effect until the aperture started, until the aperture service or the server is basically restarted. So I click on this, I go over here, I click on stop. This I stop the SQL as well. Start, I click on start. Then hopefully it should work now. So go back to this same error message you're getting, refresh the WordPress site. So you refresh the WordPress site so that whatever the error is, that should have been fixed, right? So once you do that, once I refresh it, you can click on add plugin, just like we did the last time, and you have it run. So let's see. If you go to and we type Elementor, add plugin, search for Elementor, just like the same way. Element ENT. So I search for element. It's loading. Then this is it over here. Click on install now. So based on the correction that we have done, it should load. If it doesn't load, you debug it again because it will give another error message. All right. So now let's see what the result will look like because it is installing it. Is there any question? All right. So I have a question regarding my Mac laptop. Okay, kindly ask, please, Sammy. So you can use Gemini to address. I showed you in real time. So if you have any issue, just go over here. Let me share the prompt. So wherever the error is, you can put the error in front of the. Okay, Ma, I think Sammy has a question, but is unmuted. Sammy, can you now speak? Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm coming, Simon. Come. So that's like a prompt you can use. So let's see. Sammy has a question. Sammy has a question. Okay, Sammy Cole, you're now unmuted.
Good morning, sir.
Good day.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I've downloaded the XAMPP and the WordPress. So now I'm trying to extract the two of them, but I don't know how to do it.
You're trying to what?
To connect the two of them together, the WordPress and the XAMPP.
So have you downloaded WordPress already?
Yeah, I've downloaded everything, sir.
Okay, so have you unzipped it already?
No, sir.
Well, then I'll copy, like, once you have downloaded it, right? Copy
No.
that folder, that file. You see, everybody, do you see it's downloaded already? Do you see you cannot activate? But once you have installed it, right? Copy
Yeah.
that file that is compressed. Take it to
Okay.
your local drive scene. Yeah, your local drive. Click on it. When you click on the local drive, look out for XAMPP. You look out for XAMPP. When you look out for XAMPP, you click on XAMPP. So you click on XAMPP, then you go and find there's a particular folder called htdocs.
Okay.
You know, htdocs. When you click on htdocs, then you paste that folder, that WordPress folder you copied, paste it here, paste it inside the htdocs. Then you unzip it in htdocs. Another way to do it is that, well, I think no, that it's better to follow this way, because the other way you might
So
take a different route.
So, sir, can you do this for us? Like just like let make a record about just how to install this thing.
In Mark,
Yes.
okay, I'll see what I can do and send them across. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody notice, have you seen it's installed? Is there any error? We have debugged it. Did you encounter any error? There's no error, right? If you are following till now, we are stopping here. Don't worry, I'll just install Elementor. Then I'll show you a theme. I'll install one of that theme, and that'll be all. But do we all get it? Or I'll use the local theme that is here. It's fine. Are we clear? Now note, everybody, there are two ways. Okay, I didn't even mention this earlier. There are two ways to build a WordPress website. There's the PHP scripting and there's the theme process. What we are doing now is called theme. PHP scripting, the site becomes light and very fast. Because one of the challenges in building WordPress, the only slight challenge in building WordPress website is that if you don't understand how the process is and you don't use light content assets. Content assets are like the images you use on your site, the videos, the link, all those stuff. If those things are heavy, the site will take longer time to load. So your load time, you will encounter errors in your load time. But if you make those things content asset light, your site will load very fast. Right? So that's very important. But if you do PHP scripting is unique. In fact, it's very fast. Right? So let me show you, and I'll show you an example of a site I built. Hopefully this site is still live if we're not taking it down. The site I built some time ago. If it's still live, it's fine. If it's not live, it's fine. I think it's live. Hopefully it loads. Oh yeah, okay. So it's taking, just give it some time to load. So that's for PHP scripting, but that's different. But you can still build same website. Any one of them can be built the same way, right? No issue. So we are all clear, Abby? Yes. Now, if you are building on a live server, you can edit with your phone. You can edit with your phone. If it's a live server, you can edit. In fact, you can design with your phone, live server. But are we to install Gemini an app? No. I just went to Gemini.com. online. Like I just typed and it entered here, right? So you don't need to install anything per se, right? Just online. Okay. Now everybody notice we have installed. Now WordPress has been installed as a plugin, but you need to activate it. So I click on activate Elementor rather. So I click on activate Elementor. So once I click on activate Elementor, Elementor becomes live. So give it some time. It's loading. It's loading. All right. So hooray! Now, yeah, they want me to sign in. So continue as guest. Okay, skip. Elementor wants you to. Elementor will ask you some questions as tied to your site. So Elementor is the ultimate site builder. It helps you to. You can build anything, man. Skip. So skip. Continue with this thing. So you can add some things. Okay, no. Now the present Elementor stuff. They have paid version, but you can use a free one to even build awesome stuff. So use what you have. You don't need to pay any money to get it done. You can get it done. All right. So can we get the light version that is compatible? Yeah. So the light, if you are developing live, like on you with your phone, it's easy because that's a live server. But now we're using laptop. Remember, I said today we're going to focus on local server at the very beginning. Then live will be done later on. All right. Okay. So we have fixed the error. This is the next class. This is where we are going to get into the heart of the matter, designing beautiful website. So you can either design from scratch or you can design and edit a current theme. So we have installed Elementor. We'll stop here for today, right? And I would like to take one or two questions for anyone that has questions. So localhost / SKUB 2026. That's the site. Okay, now look at this. No. I'm coming. It loaded at last. So why this one is loading? Let me put this here. I'm going to show you a particular website that was built with WordPress or PHP script, but you can still also build it with normal stuff. So once you have installed the Elementor, you can now edit sites. Sites can be edited, right? You just click edit sites. Edit with Elementor, right? So this one is editing with when we get into theme, I'll show you. So some themes are not Elementor friendly, while some other themes are Elementor friendly. So when you have a theme that's not Elementor friendly, it will only show you edit site. When you have a theme that's Elementor friendly, then you can use Elementor editor, editor to actually build. Right. So it makes it very, very, very easy for you to build your web. In fact, they ever have AI version. This is interesting. Before it was not always like this. You see, these are websites. So look at website demo. All you have to do is just install the demo and then you can start building. So they give you demos, like Elementor have some demos you can use, right? If you want to use it, you can use it. But if you don't want to use it, it's fine. Or you can just download your own theme, then build with the theme itself. So all these things are things you can actually, use. You can edit things by yourself. You can make awesome stuff by yourself, right? And these are actually functional websites. So there's no error, there's no issue, there's nothing. Now look at this site. This site was built with WordPress. It used to be better. I think the server, but it used to be better than this. So you log in. This like so error. Yeah, they want me to log in first. So, but this is like a site that was built with WordPress. It can be way better than this, right? This is an error. I worked on this 2 years ago, so some server related stuff needs to be updated. So that's why it's not very dynamic, right? So another website Okay. There are many websites actually you can find. You can check out this awesome website called 10 Power. So this is another site, very beautiful. You can design things like this with WordPress, whether you're using PHP scripting or you're using WordPress direct, it will still work. It's loading. You will see it's shuffling. All right. So why this is here, I would like to take some couple of questions. Right. All this site was good with Elementor. Right. So you can build things like this with Elementor. And even way better than this, way better. If you buy a plugin or if you buy a theme, it is way better if you buy a theme. Right. So any question, we'll stop here because we don't want to. If I start now, I might have to be going deeper and deeper. But they also have like an AI planner, Elementor AI planner. So there's Elementor AI. Elementor AI planner. So there's a lot of tools to help you in your design journey to experience speed. All right. Yes, you can use your phone. I mentioned this. Like for this one, you need to have a like you'll be developing on a live server that you can design with your phone. I think I mentioned it earlier. Right. So yes, you can. You can. So you can build stuff like this. This is a website the way it's loading. Right. So there's a lot you can actually do. There's no stopping you. Remember, if the theme is not if it's not Elementor enabled, you only edit the page as though it's a page. But if it's Elementor enabled, then you can run Elementor through it. We'll talk about this in our subsequent class. All right. So hope I was able to. I know I'm able actually because I did. Is there any question? Right. This is broken down in such a way that everyone can relate with, even till how we fixed the debugging issue. You addressed it, you saw it, right, and went forward. So yes, that will be that for that.
I have Samuel Cole signed up, Stephen Ifesinachi, and then a Zoom user. We also have the owner of Samsung SM. So I'll give Samuel Cole the stage. Samuel, you can now unmute. You're muted again. I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Oh, mama, I've already asked the question, man. Let me look at I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, Stephen Ifesinachi. I've unmuted you, Stephen. Stephen. All right, the Zoom user.
Okay. Good day, ma'am.
Okay, good day.
Yeah, can you all hear me? Sorry, I was kind of trying to get out of one particular web like that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Moses, and okay. Thank you, ma'am, for of course always giving us lots of opportunities to explore. I just want to ask a quick one. When Mr. Elijah was talking about, I mean, at the beginning, he mentioned of exam, of course, how you've got to install it and, before going over to WordPress. And I just want to know, for those using mobile at the moment, talking about their phones at the moment, what do they need to do at this point in time? And I equally tried and downloading WordPress. I don't know if the same what I see there online, I mean on Play Store. I didn't see anything like local WP. That was actually what I typed on the search bar. What I saw was on WordPress mobile builder. Website builder. So I don't know if it's the same as local WP.
Okay, so yeah, the question you're asking is WordPress development process on phone. How does that look like?
Exactly, sir.
Okay, so for WordPress development on phone, you have to install the process using like working on a live server,
Okay.
right? You need to run things using a live server. So a live server just means that a site that is active online, right? So you can edit a site that's active online with your phone and you edit it. The thing is that in trying to do that, you just need to switch the config, like the layout of your phone. Okay, let me see if let me show you. So if you're using Chrome, right? If
Yeah.
you're using Chrome and you click on setting, right? Let me show you.
Okay.
I'll share my screenshot for you so you see what I mean. So if you're using Chrome and you click on setting, right? Once you click on setting, you see down here where you see change to desktop mode. So if you once the site is live, that means you've placed it on the live, you have a hosting plan, it's www. It has a domain name, right? Or just a hosting plan, you've not yet got a domain name. You have to switch the layout configuration of your device from portrait normally to desktop mode. So desktop mode is you are giving the impression through your phone at the moment that your phone is now a desktop, like a laptop configuration like this. And through that means you are not able to edit that page. You log in. Same way we logged in into the WordPress site. You log in into it and you edit it. You can be dragging and dropping with Elementor. It will still work. All right. But for that'll be the subject of our next class where we are hosting a live server. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so Samsung, your hand is raised. Kindly speak.
All right. Thank you so much once again for the opportunity. Okay, I want to ask, during this process, is it something you need to start and finish at once, just in case if there is power outage or there is a sudden power off on your laptop? And secondly, while building a website, do you still need to go through all these processes over again after these installations and configurations and everything? Is it something you still need to redo all over again while building um, the website? Maybe you want to build for 2% and you need to get it done. You still need to go through these processes all over again, or just after these installations and configuration and activations, everything is done for good. Then you can easily build on any website. Then, and lastly, how can we get this video after this class now? Thank you.
All right, you're most welcome. Okay, so last question to the first question. Do you have to go over all this process again if you are building new website, like different kind of website? Yes, because they're different websites. I mean that they have different database, right? The fact that you have different database means that they have different websites. So you need to set this is called development setup. So every website must have a development setup, and that will guide how every other thing that's tied to the website flows, right? So yes, you have to set it up for each and every time you want to develop any website. Now, the second one, the first question, if you have power outage, will it be an issue? Now, yes and no. No, if you're not already installing any of the package. So maybe you are trying to, you've downloaded XAMPP, you've downloaded WordPress, but you have not installed it. And yes, is if you are trying to now install WordPress, or you're installing XAMPP, or even trying to install some of the process and then the light disconnect, there'll be error. So when there's error, you need to restart that process again, right? because the installation was not completed. There's something called the installation wizard. So installation wizard, we take note that the process was not complete, so the app will not run. Or if it tries to run it, there will be errors. You have a lot of bugs, and then you have to debug it. All right. So yeah, that's how you approach it. Thank you. Emmanuel Onuche, over to you. Yeah, you can speak. You're muted.
Okay. Yeah, sir. So, plus, sir, that's a part I didn't really manage. After you unzipped that, after unzipping, we unzip folder. We see, the zip file and the zip file inside it. Now, do with and the zip file.
Okay. So your question is zipping, unzipping. How does that work, Abby?
No, you unzip the file. After unzipping the unzip, and we see a zip file inside that folder. So what do those two files with the and the unzip file?
So yes, like when you unzip the file, you have the parent folder. That parent folder still has another folder inside, right? So you can have folders of folders of folders of folders of folders, right? But to make things simple, if you don't unzip the file and take out the child folder from the parent folder, you have to there will have to be a case where you would get an error, or you would have to initiate a process before you move to the next process. So they save you that stress. When you unzip the file and inside the WordPress file, and the parent file is maybe WordPress 6 point something, right? There's still the main file inside that file. Is the main file you need, not just the parent file that is carrying the file, the child file. You need the main file, which is the child file inside the parent file, right? And to do that, just copy that main file that's inside that WordPress 6 point something. Copy it, then paste it in that place where the WordPress 6 point something is, like in the main that's htdocs. You paste it there, then you delete that one. So you now have the main WordPress file itself. Then you rename that main WordPress file into the name of the database, because the database name you are using and the WordPress file name that you are renaming have to have the same name. If the name is smart, you will not load. All right. So that's why you do it that way. All right.
All right. So, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Wow, more hands are being raised. All right, let's take from Thompson and Zoom user, and we'll be done for today. Then also, in the meantime, everybody kindly rate today's class section. You know, I tried as much as possible.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear. I'm calling Mr. Thompson. So everybody rate today's class section in the chat section between 1 and 10. Right. I know it's a bit technical, but I tried to reduce the technicality. All right, just read today's class section in your chat between 1 and 10. All right. Okay, Mr. Thompson, over to you, sir.
So thank you very much for this very educative project. What I wanted to ask, somebody was trying to ask the same thing, but I got lost when you were explaining it. When you are already in the programming section, you are working, and you set up all these processes, and you're already trying to work, and you have a cost to pause the process. Will you, if you are coming back, are we repeating everything back again, setting up the plugin and installing all the necessary app before we'll be able to continue from where we stop, or we start the process all over again? What I'm trying to ask is, the program, if you want to develop a site, does it mean it is start and stop thing, or you can pause somewhere?
Okay, so now if you have gotten if you have gotten to the point where you have installed WordPress, like once that WordPress site has been installed,
sites
Somebody
using
speak.
lobby.
Okay. Once the site has been installed, once the WordPress site has been installed, you can pause it, come back, continue. You know, it's not a must. It will not stress you. You don't need to sit down once and build the entire site. No, no, no. What I'm saying is that if during the process, like the beginning stage, you have downloaded XAMPP, you are unpacking XAMPP, you want to now install that WordPress stuff. In the process of installing the WordPress stuff, the light tripped off. There will be an error because the installation of the WordPress is not finalized. But if you are done installing WordPress, you can even close your laptop. Nothing will happen. You can leave, right? So leave and come back. Continue anytime. Start development of the website. If you have started designing the website on WordPress, you don't have any issue at all. Anytime you want to come back, pause, continue, return. You can do it step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step to the end. No challenge at all. All right. So yeah, that's how you did. But if at the very beginning, all those installation, you put the username. Oh no, if you don't, you have to complete. Ensure that they do not take light while you're doing it, so you will not you won't have any error. Right. Okay. Then the last question: Zoom user, your hand is raised. So yeah, kindly speak, and this will be the last question for today. Okay.
Okay.
Why is Zoom?
Okay.
Yeah, over to you, sir. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Elijah. Thank you so much for this. I've been wanting to ask this question from the beginning, but it's just I've not been called upon. I downloaded the local WP, and I saw that it's like the local WP has WordPress in it. So my question is, using local WP, because the sample you use is XAMPP. So do I need to still install WordPress and go through the exact thing you mentioned here on the local
Excellent.
WP?
That's a very excellent question. No, you don't have to. So you can install WordPress directly on your local WP, because now the difference between this local WP and XAMPP is just basically the configuration of the tool itself, right? You can install WordPress. So, but if you try to install WordPress on local WP, from local WP end, it will have to download it by itself, install it by itself, step by step by itself. Right, compared to me over here installing WordPress, taking step by step and stuff like that, right? But if you use local WP, you still get it's not hard. You still get the same thing. You get to the point where you take things one after the other, one after the one after the other. You get to the point where you now start developing or designing the website itself on the WordPress panel. So you
Okay.
don't need to follow the same thing on the local. Just install it from there direct.
Okay. I don't need to do all of these procedures. The local WP, I can just do everything directly from there.
All right.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I say yes, you can. Yes.
Okay. Hope I just want to know, please. I hope it will be a direct procedure, or hope it will not be something that I would really want to that I might find difficult in downloading it.
It shouldn't. But don't also worry. In the next class, I would take everyone through like setting up on local WP as well.
Okay, that will be better. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, everyone. Now I'm seeing our amazing results. Wow. Someone said I'm going to give the class an 8, a 9, 4. Yusuf said I'm going to give you a 4. Oh my God. Anyways, that's also a nice feedback. I would like to know how I can make it better. Thank you for that. 9 Onueze, 8 from Omoregbe. Samsung says I'll give 6 over 10. It's quite cumbersome. It's a bit a blend of where his website, right? It's different if you're doing vibe coding. If it's vibe coding now, using lovable, using durable, in fact, you will not go through all these things. Just put your prompt and that is it, right? But this one, there are certain few things you need to put into place, right? Stanley says, I'm going to give you a 3 because I need to carry everybody along. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll do better. Thompson says 7. 7 is the number of perfection. Yay. Well, thank you everyone for the excellent insight so far. That being said, we wrap up today's class. The assignment for everybody is please try to now look at it's not less technical because you might need XAMPP to do other things later on. Right. So somebody should not be thinking, I'll just go with LocalS. XAMPP has other features. Like notice when we're debugging, do you notice when we're debugging was very simple? Do you notice that? I just clicked on config and PHP edited the chicken out. Right. So it depends on you, and well, I always use XAMPP, but I can also use LocalWP, but I love using XAMPP. Right. So yes. So assignment for everybody, please. You can now remember you can install XAMPP and you can install LocalWP. You can like download them on your computer, no issue. So everybody should at least try to install XAMPP on your laptop, on your device. Just install it. That'll be your assignment only. And install it, then get the WordPress, the links I shared, get it. Also, watch this video 5 times if you need to watch it. All right, watch it 5 times again. It's step by step. It's not hard. All right, it's not hard. Okay. So yeah, that's for that. I will hand over the mic, the virtual mic to Adam.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Mar.
Quite extensive and comprehensive. Thank you so much one more time because we know you always over deliver through the help of God. So thank you so much, sir, for your presence today. And it's even covered, let me say it has covered five lectures in one. Okay. So thank you, sir. So everyone, yes, we have the feedbacks and we'll work on everything to ensure that you're rightly placed and not displaced. So the recordings, as usual, the recordings will be sent to the Telegram group. However, you need to ensure that you're registered with us. All right. The form we sent to the group, for your proper database to where we store your database, every information about you. All right. With respect to the registration, we still have it. So you need to ensure that you're duly registered with Skibidi Initiative so you can be able to access all our files. The website, or rather the Telegram group, has been created. And by evening, before 4 p.m. Nigerian time, you would start heading down to, or rather heading up, okay, heading up to the Telegram group for, a better, study and all that. So, and more accessible files will be there as well. So this recording is on YouTube as well. However, we don't guarantee to be there for a very long time because we usually work on it before releasing it to the public. So thank you so much for your presence once more. That was a very good one. We'll communicate to you with respect to the next class. And please, like he said, this is not a one-time training. Before he shows up again, please endeavor to watch this video not less than 5 times. All right, 5 times watch this video. You discover that you have mastered every single thing he said. So the next class will be easier and better, right? So thank you everyone for your presence. No attendance for the web development class. It's a self-paced learning, okay? Yeah, but the Telegram, like I said, the Telegram group is for everyone who are registered. So endeavor to register and be part of it. The link to the Telegram group is being forwarded right away. It's being forwarded to the group, the registered participants group on WhatsApp. So if you're there, very good. If you're not there, you can reach out to the admin. If you're having any issues or maybe challenges with respect to the form you were asked to fill, reach out to the admin. So do have a blessed day, everyone ahead. Bye.